Hello everyone, once again welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Reviving Destinies. Here we revive destinies. So in this video I'm going to talk about my late father Makola. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I had to make a very special episode talking about a special person in my life. So the man, I was so unfortunate because I didn't spend a lot of the time with him. He left very early, but the man was a very wise man. So looking at the story that the man dropped out at his at the school at grade 2 in primary because he lived in a very difficult time, the times of apartheid. He lost his father, the father of my father, which is Makola also. He lost his father while he was still young, around 6 years old, 5 years old. So the man faced a very difficult times where he had to work, do some part-time work in order to survive. So the school was something which he couldn't complete at that particular time. Though he had his mother, but still there were lots of responsibilities given the fact that he was an only male person amongst his sisters. So I'm not going to make it too personal about that. What I can know is he was a hero. Though he didn't manage to go to school, he was so smart. Many people he filled them with wisdom, he educated lots of people. Many people learned from him. So that is a fact which I cannot run away from it. And also, we know that the wealth does not depend on the success. The man was not successful. The man struggled. But though he struggled, he loved us. He loved all his children up until the point of death. He never ran away from his child. He took care of their children. He took care of my mother up until he passed away. So there are some afflictions which happen in the life of the man. Even though it happened, the man sacrificed a lot to take care of my brothers and sisters, including mine. So that's what I can say about the man. He was a hero. He was a hero. Makola was a hero, and that's it. And the man was very wise. He was very brave. He was very kind. He was very courageous. He was the person of people, and at some point he was funny. So that's how it is. So there was lots of good things from him. Then another thing is that to touch is whenever we check at the scriptures, success does not only follow the matured people. Success does not depend on people, the intelligence of people. Success does not depend on how smart a person is. Success just follows people. So that's how it is. That is why, and also success does not depend on whether you are good or bad. That's why the scripture says in the book of Matthew chapter number 5 verse number 45 that whenever the rain falls, it falls on both good and bad. So that's how it is. So the rain does not only fall on the righteous only. And even the scripture says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord shall deliver them all. So that's how it is. So this means the righteous are the ones who mostly pay the price into this world, the struggles or the suffering of the righteous. So that's how it is. So that was just to emphasize that people who are struggling, it's not always the case that they struggle because they are lazy. It's not always the case that they struggle because they are not smart. So that's how it is. They struggle because the situation allowed them to do that. Maybe it's because of the purpose of God. So remember, there are places where God put us for a reason, though we might not appreciate those places. The Lord will find out that the Lord saved us from some troubles. And also you find out that the Lord is securing us from the Satan's nets. And also the Lord also wanted our faith and our wisdom, wanted us to learn a lot whenever we walk into this path. Trust me, the purpose of God is the most difficult aspect of life. So that's how it is. The Lord wants us to walk into that path so that we can gain wisdom, knowledge, so we can gain our faith, we can be strengthened. So that's how it is. So to even conclude on my point, emphasizing the point that success does not depend on success, greatness, positions does not depend on the righteousness, the smartness of everything. Saul, he was the king which God brought, given to the people. People grumbled to the Lord, then the Lord gave them the king, because people wanted the king, because they didn't have a king. They were so impatient. After the Lord gave them Saul, Saul started to be that bad person, that bad king. We can give many examples. Pharaoh was a king, he was a very bad king. There are many people who became on positions. Herod was a king and was a very bad king. So there were many people who occupied positions. Even today we still see that. There are many people who were labeled as great. There were many people who were labeled as smart, but they were not really smart. They were not really righteous. So I can conclude my video there. As my generation of Makola, I really pray for myself, for God to even secure me all the time. So I can end up my video there. Please don't forget to subscribe, click the notification button, and let me see you on the next video. Shalom.